Imagine a city that never sleeps. A city with millions of workers, soldiers guarding every entrance, engineers building massive underground tunnels, farmers growing food, nurses caring for babies, and a queen who can live for decades. Now imagine this city isn't built by humans, it's built by ants. Every time you walk through a park or across your backyard, you're probably only a few steps away from one of the greatest civilizations on Earth. Today we're shrinking down to ant size and exploring the incredible world hidden beneath your feet. Everything starts with a single queen. After a special mating flight, the young queen lands on the ground, tears off her wings, and searches for the perfect place to dig. She seals herself inside a tiny chamber, no food, no workers, no protection. For weeks, she survives by using energy stored in her own body while laying the colony's very first eggs. Eventually, tiny larvae hatch. The queen feeds them with nutrients from her own muscles and body reserves until they transform into the colony's first workers. These workers are small and weak, but they're enough. From this moment on, the queen will never leave the nest again. Her only job is producing more ants. Everything else will be handled by her children. As the colony grows, every ant develops a role. Worker ants clean the nest. Some become nurses, taking care of eggs and larvae. Others become builders, constantly expanding tunnels and chambers. Foragers leave the nest to search for food. Soldiers defend the colony from enemies. What's amazing is that no ant gives orders. There are no managers, no meetings, no leader telling everyone what to do. Instead, ants communicate through invisible chemical signals called pheromones. When one ant discovers food, it leaves a chemical trail on the ground. Other ants follow that trail. If the food source is good, more ants reinforce the trail, making it stronger. Within minutes, hundreds of workers may arrive, all without speaking a single word. It's a decentralized system so efficient that scientists use it to improve traffic flow, internet routing, and even delivery networks. Beneath the surface lies an engineering masterpiece. Some ant colonies have thousands of chambers connected by kilometers of tunnels. There are nurseries where babies develop, food storage rooms, waste disposal areas, special chambers that regulate temperature and humidity. Some nests even include natural ventilation systems that circulate fresh air throughout the colony. Leafcutter ants take this even further. Instead of eating leaves directly, they carry leaf fragments underground to grow fungus. The fungus becomes their primary food source. In other words, long before humans invented farming, ants had already mastered agriculture. Some ant species even raise aphids like livestock. They protect these tiny insects from predators and gently stroke them to collect sweet honeydew. It's farming. It's animal husbandry. And it's happening on a scale almost impossible to imagine. Life inside an ant colony isn't peaceful. Neighboring colonies constantly compete for territory and food. When scouts detect an enemy nest, chemical alarm signals spread rapidly. Within moments, thousands of soldier ants rush toward the battlefield. Massive ant wars can involve hundreds of thousands of individuals. Some species launch surprise attacks, others raid rival colonies and steal their young. Perhaps the most terrifying are army ants. Unlike most ants, they don't build permanent nests. Instead, millions of workers march together like a living river, consuming almost every small animal in their path. For anything unable to escape, their arrival means certain death. Here's something truly incredible. Scientists don't think of an ant colony as thousands of separate insects. Instead, they often describe it as a single living organism. The workers function like cells. The queen acts like the reproductive system. Soldiers serve as the immune system. Foragers gather energy just as our digestive system gathers nutrients. One ant alone isn't especially intelligent. But, together, millions of ants create something far greater than the sum of their parts. This phenomenon is known as collective intelligence. Each ant follows simple rules. Yet those tiny decisions combine to solve surprisingly complex problems. Despite their incredible success, ants face growing dangers. Urban expansion destroys nesting grounds. Pesticides poison entire colonies. Climate change alters rainfall and temperature, making survival more difficult. And invasive ant species spread across continents, wiping out native populations. Yet ants remain among Earth's greatest survivors. They've existed for over 100 million years. They lived alongside dinosaurs. They survived asteroid impacts, ice ages, mass extinctions. And today, scientists estimate there are roughly 20 quadrillion ants alive across the planet. That's around 2.5 million ants for every human on Earth. So the next time you notice a line of ants carrying crumbs across the ground, remember, you're not looking at random insects. You're witnessing an ancient civilization, a society built on teamwork, sacrifice, communication, and astonishing engineering. Tiny creatures, living extraordinary lives, right beneath your feet. Because sometimes, the greatest stories aren't found in the sky or the ocean. They're happening just inches below your shoes.